Joni. Okay. I want to welcome everybody to the Greater St. Louis Knitters Guild meeting. I want to remind everybody, haven't done this for a while, the Guild's purpose is to promote interest in skill in knitting, to encourage high standards of quality and workmanship, and to encourage the use of those skills for the benefit of others. So there's a good example of what we've been working on in the back. So I hope everybody takes a chance at the break and looks to see what things have been made. On the back of the agenda is a pattern for the garter stitch stock knit baby blanket. That's going to be a blanket project for the NICU at Children's Hospital. Those aren't due till the end of the year, November. But there were some guidelines that I didn't have on the newsletter. So those are on the very bottom of the agenda. So it gives you some information on the size preferred, the yarn, and some washing instructions. So please pay attention to that, and I will also put that in the April newsletter. We've got some chatty people today. The meeting today is being recorded. We're not live streaming anymore. And you can view the meeting within a week or so of the meeting. And I wanted to share something that Stephanie Pearl McPhee has in her book, At Knit's End, Meditations for Women Who Knit Too Much. And this is actually one of the attendance prizes that Yarn Comp donated that. Okay, it starts out with a quote by Eugene Aram. Fate laughs at probabilities. And Stephanie goes on to say, the chances of running out of yarn on a project are directly related to the difficulty that you will have getting more. For example, if you purchase the yarn for $1 at your local yarn shop and the owner has set aside an extra 10 balls for you, you are going to have plenty, even without going back. If you, however, have purchased the yarn in Italy on a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and it was very expensive, you are absolutely going to run out, regardless of careful planning. And it says, I will always buy extra yarn. I will not try to tempt fate. So I thought that was kind of cute, but it is a cute little book if you're interested. Yarn shops carry that. Hold on, okay, member news. Colleen Riom is participating again in the Knit for Food Knit-a-thon on Sunday, March 26th. So there's information in. Colleen wants to raise her hand so we can all see. Well, we're not going to tape you, but there she is. Okay. So there's information in the March newsletter about the event, and if you would like to sponsor Colleen and make a donation, there's a link to that too. Our sympathies go to Karen Vogel, whose sister passed away this week. Get well wishes go to Gerda, who had surgery this week, and she sent a picture to Kathy, and she's sitting up and looks good. So hopefully she'll be, send your get well wishes to Gerda. I know she communicates a lot on Ravelry, so if you send her a note that way, I'm sure she'll get it. The Midwest Fiber Festival is coming up, and the Knitters Guild is going to have a booth. It's a 10-foot by 10-foot booth, and the event is April 28th through the 30th at Merrimack Community College. Now next month we're going to have a sign-up sheet for people who want to volunteer to man our booth, and we're also planning to have people a ball winding station. So if any of the people that attend the event wish to have yarn wound, we're going to be doing that too as a service to the community. I already said about the guidelines for the newsletter, and before we do our official meeting, we're going to go ahead with the election and the installation of officers. So will Jean come up, and she's going to, as a nominating committee representative, she's going to conduct the election. I'm going to give this to Tony so she doesn't to give away so I don't walk off. I was thinking I have it. No. Oh, right. You can just hold it. Can you guys hear me without this? Yeah. Nope. How about now?
Okay. The following are the nominees for the 2023-2024 Greater St. Louis Knitting Guild slate of officers. Please come forward as I call your name. John Rangel, President. Michelle Ahrens, Co-Administration Vice President.
She's not able to attend.
She's not able to attend. Carol Reagan, Co-Administrative Vice President.
She's also not able to attend.
Keep going.
They're going to be installed next month.
Mary Dale Bannister, Communications Vice President, is here, yay. Ann Seabolt Riley, Community Service Vice President. Susan Raspa, Co-Education Vice President. May Webster, Co-Education Vice President. Alice Kemner, Recording Secretary. And Laura Arante, Treasurer. Do we have any other nominations from the floor? Please. I don't see any hands. Sorry, Alice. If none, then we will continue with the election process. According to the Guild's bylaws, in the event there is only one candidate for a position, voting will be by show of hands. Since there's only one, they don't need to leave the room. They're pretty sure how it's going to go. All those in favor of the slate of officers as presented in the March 2023 newsletter, please raise your hand. Those who are opposed? If you're opposed, she's automatically nominated. We get to decide. By show of hands, I'm happy to announce the slate of officers has been elected to the respective positions to serve until March 2024. Please invite them back in.
And I am officially.
To you, the newly elected officers. Will you uphold the purposes and bylaws of the Greater St. Louis Knitting Guild? Yes. Do you accept your election by the membership and agree to serve in the office for which you have been elected?
Yes.
Do you intend to carry out to the best of your ability the responsibilities and duties of your office as stated in the bylaws? I do so intend.
I do so intend.
And now to you, general membership, do you accept these members as your officers for the coming year, giving them your ideas, support, and help whenever and wherever you can? Please answer with an enthusiastic, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
We follow instructions. I now announce to you that these candidates have been duly installed as officers of the Greater St. Louis Knitting Guild and will serve until their terms expire in March of 2024. Round of applause. And also a round to those officers who have served us so faithfully this past year. Eileen McKelvey and Joni Weisberg, Co-Administrative Vice President, Joanne Alcapole, Recording Secretary. Thank you.
Okay, we delayed the meeting a little bit because we had to have our picture taken before the meeting, just to make it easier for everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Change the Zoom just a bit.
Sure.
Get everybody in, so.
Excellent.
Okay, now we're going to go on to our reports. Let's see, the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes from the February 11th meeting that was in the March newsletter? Do I have a motion to?
I move to approve the minutes.
Mary Dale Bannister first and second.
Second.
Also Joni Weisberg. Okay, the minutes are approved. The treasurer's report. Are there any questions on the January treasurer's report that was published in the March newsletter? If not, they will be submitted for audit. There was one item of business that was conducted on behalf of the treasurer. The $10,000 certificate of deposit that was purchased, I think it was a year ago, was cashed in and the funds transferred back to the Guild's checking account. this was done because the current CD was only earning $2 annually, and it wasn't worth the paperwork to do that. We found out when we met with the bank, Laura and I met with the PNC Bank officer and learned that business accounts do not earn the higher rate that is offered to individuals. So that's where the confusion started, when we thought we were getting a 2% rate. We are only getting a 0.02%. So if you want a 3% CD, you can go out there and get it. But that was, something that wasn't clear to us, and they kind of confused us on it too. But when they realized we were a business account, so it just wasn't worth the effort. Laura, did you have anything else to add for the? Is there any questions about that? I think you all kind of understand why it was done. We thought it would be a way to make a couple $100, but as it turned out, it was $2. Not going to happen. All right, we're going to go on to the other reports. Admin VP, we're going to conduct the business with the former board, and then at the end of the meeting, then everything by the new board will take over. So we're going to have Joni and Eileen, or whoever wants to speak on behalf of Admin VP.
Hi everyone, I'm Joni Weisberg and Eileen McKelvey, and we are pleased to have served on the board for the last 2 years, and good luck to the new people. No, it was fun. It was fun. First off, I want to welcome some new members: Melanie Braun, Margaret Tucker, Patty Riley, Barbara Porter, and Debbie Lau Braun. And we have a couple of reinstated members, Kelly Matthews and Sherry Howell. So welcome everybody. And I want to remind everybody that our annual potluck is going to be on Saturday, June 10th at the Point in Baldwin. And Leading Men Fiber Arts is going to do a trunk show for us.
Oh.
So save your money and spend it then. Unfortunately, I will too. And that's pretty much all I have.
Did you have anything? Yeah, Sarah, Susan's going to talk about the website. Oh.
Yeah. Susan, did you want to talk about the website? I'll just while she's coming up, I'll just give a quick local yarn shop news. Seven Sisters is going to be doing a cascade tasting, yarn tasting, on the 18th. No,
Yarn.com.
no, I'm sorry.
Yarn.com.
Yarn.com is doing the yarn tasting, and Seven Sisters is doing a color work class. So check the websites on those two yarn shops, and you'll get some information on what's up with those two shops.
So the last few months I've been working on changing our website. We're actually going to be moving the content from WordPress, which is awful, to Squarespace, which is way better. So probably sometime in mid-March, I don't have an exact date yet because it depends on when the DNS transfer takes place, but around mid-March, when you go to GSLKG.com, it'll look totally different. Most of the content is being moved over. There are a few things that I left off, for example, like web resources. You can Google search anything that you need to, so I wasn't going to keep that kind of stuff. But we'll have a member area just like we do today, same password. Things are just restructured a little bit. And the other thing to note is right now on the site, if you type in the password, you don't have to do that for every page. With Squarespace for right now, you will have to do that. So if you go to multiple member pages, you're going to have to type in the password every time. Bit of an annoyance, but we're going to move away from that eventually later to a full member area, but that's there. But it looks really cool, I think. It looks pretty awesome. And so when you go to the site, please provide feedback. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. You can send it to either me directly or education or webmaster at GSLKG.com. You'll get to me. But yeah, it looks really cool. The checkout process for online, if you renew or going online, the checkout process is a little different than the old way. So there's been quite a lot of improvements, I think, on the new site, and it's much easier for me to maintain. So that's kind of why we did it. It's a lot easier to maintain than the WordPress site. So I look forward to you guys' feedback. Again, mid-March-ish it'll happen. But if you guys have any questions or issues with the site, just let me know.
And if we can have a round of applause, Susan did an enormous amount of work on this.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Speak up a lot.
I'm Pam Riley, it's community service person. And that we have a lot of hats back there. We do have some thank you notes from various places, and we got different types of yarn donation, including some cotton that's really nice, but I have it in my car. So I'll bring it back, because you may want it back here. Okay, fine, and we'll put it out there, and maybe somebody would like to take it. Let's see. There is on the back of your the agenda is a baby blanket pattern, and we are in the newsletter. There will be more information about that project. On the front, down at the bottom, is the directives from the hospital that we're going to try to donate these blankets to. And one of the things is, odors are a problem for many patients, and so no dryer sheets. Use free, odor-free and like free and clear, I think, is the one detergent. And the blankets should be washed. And we're going to collect them. We're thinking about during the Founders Day luncheon, but that's not that's not really absolutely for sure. And I'm probably going to ask if anybody is making blankets. We're kind of planning to turn them in November, and we kind of want to count sometime maybe in October, because we want to make sure that they will they've got room to accept them. If we have excess, like say if they want 10 and we make 30, we will find a place for them. May Webster has outlets for those things. Any questions? Yes?
I have a blanket to show. So this is a blanket.
Is that the blanket in the picture? Yeah.
So this is it. So this is yarn from my sister's yarn shop. And it's just really fun. It's really fun to make. You get a really neat kind of color effect. I think it's soft serve. So yeah, it's a really fun project. I have another one. I'm just like making blankets. This is Speckle from Knit Picks. So if you get like a fun speckled yarn or self-patterning yarn, it just like kind of keeps you going. So yes, please make some blankets. My son was in the NICU at St. Louis Children's Hospital, so this means a lot to me. He's doing great now, but I know there are a lot of little babies in there, and some don't have a lot of resources that you think they do. So yeah, if you want to make some blankets, help out, I know they'd appreciate it.
Yes?
Does the blanket have to be that pattern or?
No, they prefer non-lacy patterns, so a solid and this is a really nice blanket to use. If this particular pattern works really well if you have a variegated. It pools and then it not pools, and it's really interesting. And Joan has a partially finished one, and I have a finished one, but I didn't bring it. I brought it last time, so it was orange. It's really
I had-
fast.
I had some Encore yarn, which is a worsted, and it's a really easy pattern, you don't have to, after you hit the rhythm of it. So I'm on the decrease, well, that's the wrong side, but it's pretty.
It doesn't matter if you use a bulky rayon?
No, I
Just
think
a
that
size.
they want it to be at least 30 by 30.
Yeah, and actually, the directive is they'd like a twin size, which is like, what? Yeah, I was like, we'd be knitting forever, but a 30 by 30 or something kind of close, like measuring it exact is not really, it's kind of difficult, I know. So, anyway, any other hands? Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
I'm Mae Webster, Vice President of Education, along with Susan. Today's program is going to be getting to know you. We want to learn about each other, so be prepared to move around. We may not be able to do as much knitting during this program. Number 2 next month is going to be chair yoga. I have been told you can stay in your seats, you're not going to be hitting each other. Again, I'm not sure you're going to be able to knit too much while you're trying to do this, but it should be an interesting, different thing to do. We are also planning to do some knit classes. We are looking at having local teachers. None of this mileage and putting them up for a night and all of that and staying in a hotel. We're kind of hoping to have somebody come in for the day, teach a 2-hour class in the morning, a 2-hour class in the afternoon, and then have a second teacher do the same thing. So we are going to send out a survey to see what you're most interested in. We'll give you some ideas. You can check those or you can give us your own. If you have somebody you know who can teach something, we'd appreciate that information as well. And the other one we need to know is kind of would fit around our regular day if we had like a 9 to 11 class. 11 to 1 we have what our normal business meeting is, and those who are at classes we could bring in food for them, or they could bring a sack lunch, then have 2-hour classes in the afternoon. So the question would be, do we include the business meeting in the middle, or do we do a separate day? So that would be the question. Again, these would have a charge to them. They're not going to have the $125 to $175 cost that you would have if you go away and have to pay for extra meals and room, but we would pay our teachers. So if we go on an average of 20 students per teacher, we take their charge and divide it by the 20, and that would be the cost for the class. Do I have any comments or questions on education?
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay.
I got the big voice. Hello, I'm Tony, the Princess of Hospitality. Where's my crown?
Yeah.
The peasants in China have not finished them. I will be looking like, when I get them, the Queen of England. So I think, we'll see. What you said about Children's Hospital, my great nephew was in Children's Hospital with RSV, and in the next bed was this baby about the same age, about 18 months, and the nursing staff is so great there. They have so many nurses. My nephew had his mother, his father, me. This baby had nobody come in. And then his mother showed up with 5 other kids. So people don't always have the resources. And, you know, it's like, now I know why the nurses were in every 10 minutes. Just check on him. So today we have 3 visitors. Julia Cotter, hi. Mary Burke, and Gina Perkins. Welcome, and you should have signed up because we have fabulous prizes. We have 55 members. So without further ado, let's get on with the prizes. Bambi Martinez. This is a case that Tanya made. So, and I encourage her to sell these, so thank you, Tony. And, let's see, who else I have. Debbie Rimmel. Okay, Debbie, I'll put your price here. And you're welcome. Kathy Eindorn. Kathy's not here. Okay, Lee Bullock. This is a nice prize donated by Seven Sisters. Lee, give me another number.
16.
16, Melinda Westerland. All right, thank you very much. This is John. I'll give you this, Melinda.
I just received one more bit of member news. Margie had fallen on the ice this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not sure
We don't
where
know
the
about
ice
the
was, but it
details.
was outside of Starbucks. Maybe somebody dropped a cup or something.
Yeah, somehow she.
Banged into the wall and
So keep Margie in your thoughts or send her a note to make sure she's okay. We're gonna do to show and share, and Lee is in the back. She'll take pictures of your project so we can put those in the newsletter and on Instagram if you're okay with that. And if you have the show and share piece of paper, I'll take that to use for the bundle that I put on Ravelry of the projects that are shown. And I forgot to say, happy St. Patrick's Day early, and don't forget to turn your clocks up an hour, so. I know there's a few people that were filling out forms, so. Say, Lynette, I know you would have this. Want to come on up?
Oh, yeah.
So this is the very first sweater I've ever finished and made. It's called the Filsa sweater. It's by Courtney Walters. It's on Ravelry. And I thought it was cute because the button's in the back. So it's got a little lace thing down there, but this was the very first sweater I finished and made. I did change the sleeves, the bind off, it's an I-cord bind off. I did not like that. So I changed the bind off on the sleeves and I made them shorter because I was really kind of getting tired of long sleeves. So I did change that one. This was the second sweater I finished. It's got little baseball buttons. I got these at, I think, Hobby Lobby. And this is Monica's Easy Baby Sweater. It was in a book. I forget the name of the book. But it's Monica Scazzari. I thought this was kind of cute. This is a cardigan for the boy. And this one, I thought it was super cute. It's called the Wee Lima. I thought it was really cool because the buttons go along the side there. It was a little different style, so I thought that was kind of cute. And it is also on all these, well, the two of them are on Ravelry, that one's from a book. But this is Wee Lima by Tyga Hilliard. This is kind of cute. Thank you.
More little things, do I need this for?
Do help.
More little things, a year or two ago, Kathy and friends did a program on circular knitting machines, and I got hooked on those. And lately I've graduated from lots of hats for kids to cute. And Mr. Peep, and some little dolls for kids, so, yeah. And actually, I guess I'd like to ask the community service people if there is a need for this kind of thing anywhere,
Yes.
let me know, because it's so fun.
Those are adorable.
Is that so fast on the little machines? That would be. I've never done
That
this
would
before.
be adorable to go with one of
The first item is the night shift, Andrea Mallory, made with my favorite ever yarn, Malabrigo Rios, aluminum Cascade 220. This is Stephanie Pearl McPhee's one row hand spun scarf and another Malabrigo. And I wore this for like 3 winters running because it's just so yummy to wear. Do it that way or roll it around. This one's the same pattern, but I only have one skein of the yarn, so it's more one of those just fill in the neck of your coat kind of scarves, but it's also the one row. And this was row no sesame. Just love the color, so I had to do something.
This is my Stephen West shawl from 2021, and it took over a year to finish it. And it blocked out really big. But it's nice because you can do it like this, you know, and put these around your neck. It fills in your coat really nice. You know, you can do like this, or you can wear it over, and it's really warm around the neck. Or you can do it like this. This is nice and big. I've never made one this big. But it was a lot of work though. It was one of his shawls. I don't know if I'll try one again, but yeah. Oh, that's all right.
Hello there, I'm Bambi. I did this little guy. This is called the Luna shawl, and it's just one skein. It was the Knit Pig Stroll that I used, and I discontinued it. I was sick, but it's just a small shawl. Yeah. Okay. That's Catalonian instead of Spanish. Yeah.
I bought the book, what's it called? Latvian Mittens. That was it. And this is the second pair. The first pair I could barely get my hand in. So don't make them with little teeny needles. This is, make sure you can get your hand in it. And then it's a long time before you get the next one done. So I had like 3 pairs of one. Then I made the next one.
Does the hat match?
The hat doesn't match. No, I made it I don't remember when, but I found it the other day and went, oh, I forgot about that. Anyway, I moved and then I lost all kinds of stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the Surf and Turf shawl by Jill Zelensky. And this yarn that I'm using is called Red Door Fiber Studio. It's a DK weight that's offered at YarnCom. It's their signature yarn. And then I used Red Door mini skeins for the color work. And this is all done on a number 6. Very good.
My name is Beth Nails-Suter. I made this vest. It's a free pattern off of Drafts, but the technique is called sand art, and I learned it from, on Instagram, her name is KD Gecko. Her name's Karen, somebody I don't remember, but she's in LA, and she taught me how to do it on a cowl, and then I called her and said, hey, I'm thinking of doing a vest, and she goes, Beth, I don't think you can do it, it's gonna be too hard, because you kinda have to, it's all short rows. And so I said, you know what, I've been dreaming about it, and I'm obsessed about it, and I'm gonna try it. So I did it. And then, so it's just short rows, and it's very free. I'm a person that follows a pattern like to a T, so this was very freeing for me, because it really, you just do whatever you want. And I did the back plain because I wasn't about to do it. But yeah, so it's called sand art. So
Okay, we'll take, let's see, 10-minute break. Do you think that'll be enough time if we come back in 10 minutes till, and then we'll do the program. So check out the things in the back.